welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the 49ers, all that and more, coming up next.
No single building has played host to more Super Bowls than this one right here. The Caesars Superdome in the Crescent City of New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59, and we've got an outstanding matchup on tap. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team. And we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now a 2nd and 6. Off the option, here's McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped at about the 38 after a pickup of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and rambled.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. Flushed out right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Escaping the pressure right. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. McCaffrey will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Here's Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
They'll find Bateman once more. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking for Aguilar, it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the Niners are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Dobbs to throw.
Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
To throw is Dobbs. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Back to throw Dobbs. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 52 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. Now Dobbs, eluding the pressure right, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Here's Dobbs to throw. Here's a diving catch right side. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
When the spotlight is at its brightest, and let's face it, it's the Super Bowl, those types of plays come out, don't they?
Absolutely. A big-time catch on the biggest of stages.
Do you think that one's going to live on? We're going to see this for a long time.
Definitely going to live on forever with him, that's for sure.
No doubt.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off
Still
the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer. Again, McCaffrey. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the 49ers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point try now from Moody. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here comes third down at 7. The tight end in motion right. To throw is Jackson. Finds his man. It's Kohler. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or two shy. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Jordan Stout now. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Out comes Christian. With the rest of the offense. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll roll him out right. Completes it to Jennings. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. They run with McCaffrey off the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Dobbs gets this one to Juszczyk. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now Dobbs. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Dobbs is throwing. This one caught by Kittle. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. 38 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Throwing here, Dobbs. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Operating from the gun. Dobbs flushed out right. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Joshua Dobbs, a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Niners are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Now Moody for the PAT.
And it is now 21-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Wisnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
A good pickup there, a 22.
And not that the coach asked me, but I do like the call there to start the drive. Looking for something maybe to jumpstart this offense. And they decide to run a little screen play. Maybe get their running back a little bit of space. Mission accomplished. He turns that into good yardage and a quick first down.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Jackson will throw again.
Yet again, targeting and fighting Mark Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle is made at the 28-yard line. In motion, Aguilar.
Throwing is Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
From the gun, Jackson. The short throw caught by Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Jackson.
He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8.
Jackson.
There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Christian McCaffrey and his 49er teammates back onto the field.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just totals. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On 2nd and 10, Dobbs looking deep for Jennings. Knocked away and incomplete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Dobbs. It got his man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Extra point try now for Moody. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We saw the former All-Pro Christian McCaffrey up to his old tricks in that first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in New Orleans for the second half of Super Bowl 59.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi Trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
2nd and 10. Jackson now. They set up the screen for Henry.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Jackson from the shotgun. Open man, that's Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. From the gun, it's Jackson. On the move past the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Now it's Jackson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
And the Ravens taking the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. They run it again with Hill. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Henry running right. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The 49ers getting set to trot out there.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, That could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Here's Dobbs to throw, escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
Here's 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Adafe Owe able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. They're going to try and throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
I'll tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a first down, but a big play as well.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Flush to his right. And down inside the 15 he goes. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
That 2nd down play nets a -4. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Dobbs. Flushed out right. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Joshua Dobbs, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl.
On the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Jackson firing quickly out wide for Bateman. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From midfield now, here's Jackson.
Got his target. That's Kohler.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
In motion is Hardy.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll lead here to a third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Jackson. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown!
Zay Flowers.
His second touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Oh, such great concentration there, going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Here's Dobbs to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. To throw is Dobbs. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Adafe Owe, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Dobbs. This one caught by Kittle. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 28. That one goes for 24 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Back to throw Dobbs. He'll buy some time, and he's going to go down again. Adafe Owe in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now Dobbs completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for 2.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the gun, Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Jackson now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Jackson will throw again. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
On the podium is Commissioner Goodell. He'll present the Lombardi Trophy to the San Francisco 49ers, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.